up. Step up like a stepper. Let's go. Good morning, let's get it. Incline 10, 12. Turn up. Let's get it. About to drop this content. Remaining consistent. And I just want to share with everybody, competition is for the weak. And I'm going to say this again. Competition is for the weak. When you are competing with yourself and you're trying to be better than yesterday, better than last month, that's the real competition. And I'm gonna say this again. When you compete with you and you try to get better and you focus on improvement, that's the real competition. Listen, a lot of this world views, ideologies is to make you weak. Let's see who can run out and get the most women. Okay, you smash 80 women. You got to make 80 payments on child support. That was to make you weak. But they're going to sell it to you, Super Bowl ads, commercials, IG reels. They're going to sell it to you. It's to make you weak. You guys have to think. Competition with money. All of that is supposed to make you weak. See, me, I enjoy every penny that I pay. I thank God I'm not evicted. At the end of the day, I'm in no competition but with myself. Nothing more, nothing less. You guys have to understand they want you to compete with status. All of these things make you weak. They don't really want you to be happy with what you have. They don't want you to be happy with what you're working with. They always want you to compete. They always want you to be at division. Let me tell you guys something. Thank you. Think with your big head, not with your little head. Facts. I'm telling you, you guys got to understand consistency with yourself is the most important thing. It's time to lock in. You know, a lot of my guys are locking in, and I'm happy for that. And I feel like we just got to keep leading by example. That's what it's all about. Like, nobody's going to come and do the push-ups for you. Nobody's going to come and do anything for you. Nobody's going to hop on a treadmill for you. Nobody's going to work out for you. Nobody's going to wake up for you. Nobody's going to set your alarm clock for you. You guys have to understand. It's sad that I have been living in La La Land. As far as America, I've been traveling the world for a decade. A decade. I started traveling the world when I was 29. I'm 39. I'm a decade in. So I have a blurred reality of the fact that a lot of people here in America, they want you to feel sorry for them. And I'm gonna say this again, in America, the more dirty you look, the more somebody throw you a $5 bill. The more you look like you don't take a shower, somebody throw you a $10 bill. The more you look like you're not gonna make it to next month, somebody throw you a $20 bill. So what happens is the new hustle is looking weak. The new hustle is looking like you don't got it figured out. So somebody want to throw you something because they look at you and they're like, oh man, he look like he don't got it together. Let me tell you guys something. Don't look for sympathy, look for victory. 20-minute huddle, we're not playing. It's always you first, you. And that's what, and that's something that's not being taught. See, if you, and this is why I tell you guys, think about where you want to procreate. But in America, unless you homeschool your kids, you're going to send your kids into the educational system. You know what that means? They're going to learn competition. This person got an A, this person got a B, this person got a C. The whole movement is to make you weak, especially when you play sports. I thank God I'm out of sports. I thank God I'm not at the Olympic level. I thank God I don't want to be a bodybuilder, because all these things are about competition. If I'm a bodybuilder, I got to train because the guy in Nebraska, he's training at night. So I got to see him at the Arnold Classic. All of that to me makes you weak. That's why these guys have to take steroids, because if they did a natural competition, how they naturally look, let it breathe. But people take steroids. People start injecting tests because it's all about competition. Too much division. One thing that I can say about this Carmelo Anthony case, it really opened up my eyes that there's no turning back. This world is too divided. This is a job for Jesus. No human can fix this. They're too divided, And once you realize and you see the vision at an all-time high, listen, let the pawns go out and fight. But we're going to stay on the front lines, and we're going to keep on fighting our spiritual war, our spiritual journey, and nothing more, nothing less. We're not teaming up with a group of people because they look like our cousins, because they look like our family. That's weak. I'm not teaming up with no culture just because I grew up in America. That's weak. Only weak people join gangs. People will say, but what about fraternities? All of them are weak. All of them are weak. That's why they got down on their knees and they pledged to Omega. That's why they got down on their knees and they pledged to Kappa, because they weak, they submitted. You guys have to understand it's real to stand 10 toes down. The more you stand 10 toes down, people are going to be like, how is he doing it? God in the background, they don't need to see. They don't need to see the force that's with you. And I'm going to say this again. They don't need to see the force that's with you. Be humble. But understand, the majority of these people that walk around and talk about they powerful, these guys are weak. You guys have to understand, competition, don't get in it. Don't get in competition at work. Don't get competition in any category of life. And I'm going to say this again. Do not get involved with any category of life. Because even if you don't want to compete, weak people and the snakes will try to throw you into a competition. No, it can't happen. Run your own race. A lot of people can't run their own race because they worry about what other people got to say. I told you guys, you can't worry about what anybody has to say. Family members, friends, co-workers, community, people at the grocery store, people at the gym, people in traffic, people on road rage, people on your backup page. When it's all said and done, you can't worry about what anybody has to say. Consistency with you, you're unstoppable. And I'm gonna say this again, consistency with you, you are unstoppable. Oh boy, Dave, you're in the building. Late night, I can't be walking around looking like a victim. You probably just came in alive, but I said, in America, I never realized the more messed up you look, the more people just throw money at you. They just throw you a bone because you look tired. I can't be a part of that movement. If you represent strength, people mad at you. Why are you so strong? But if you're weak, you got a friend with this group. We're all weak over here. We're all victimized over here. We're all victims over here. We're all oppressed over here. It's crazy, bro. Like, I can't pick and choose the color I was born into this world. But before this Carmelo thing happened, I had pretty looking women say that I'm oppressed. So imagine you got dime pieces putting this nonsense and this program, this false program into your head that you're oppressed. And you know what I said when I was 24? I said, who's oppressed? But they've been trying to plant this into my brain for the longest. And no, I would not accept it. I don't look up statistics. I don't pocket watch. So how would I know what another person has? How would I know, unless somebody called my phone, how would I know what another person has, or how would I know what another person is doing? You guys have to understand. Stay focused, lock in. Competition will destroy you. And people who are not in the game, EA Sports, they live for competition. You know why? Because they're fanatics. They're not in the game. And I'm gonna say this again. People who are not in the game, they are fanatics. EA Sports, they're not in the game. So they live for whatever may look like beef. They live for whatever may look like competition. But in reality, look at their stance. Where are they? They're not even in the game. So if you're in the game and you see somebody out of bounds, remember, they're out of bounds. Pump up the volume. The world tries to force you to compete, and it leaves you weak at the end of the day, because the world tells you, you gotta be the best. Okay, let's run this theory. You gotta be the best financially. Okay, so now you gotta, and if you wanna be international, now you gotta compete with guys who have oil refineries. Now you gotta compete with guys that actually have diamond mines, because you wanna compete. So at the end of the day, it's better to stay in your own lane. Because if you stay in your own lane, you don't have to worry about pocket watching. You don't have to worry about watching what other people are doing, because you focus on your own gold mine. Follow the wordplay. Instead of watching somebody else with the refinery, you're focused on your own gold mine. You guys have to understand, they want us to be weak every step of the way. Nobody really talks about strength on the internet. Nobody really talks about strength in life. They just want us to keep fighting every step of the way to compete with the next man. But when it's all said and done, why would you compete with anybody? Think about it. Why would you compete with anybody? You're very consistent, man. Keep it up. I got to lead by example. Thank you very much. See, it's one thing to talk about things, but it's another thing to lead by example. And like I said, a lot of people that talk, especially when it comes to the internet, they're out of bounds. They don't even have pages. So at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, people that create content, your job is to lead by example. Nothing more, nothing less. And when it comes to consistency, that's what really matters. That's all that matters. YouTube pays my bills. So that's it. Am I gonna worry about what another streamer is doing? No. Am I gonna worry about what another content creator is doing? No. But one thing I am gonna do is, I'm gonna get more people monetized in the year 2025. Right now, we got 3 people on deck that are gonna get monetized. And once they get monetized, we're gonna start with another 3, and another 4, and another 10. I don't care what anybody says. If people really love you, in the year of the internet, they'll tell you create content. People wanna talk about everything, but they're not telling people to create content. So to everybody, the next wave, the next group, keep it simple, 269@gmail.com, and that's it. That's how we roll it. Grind Light Productions, he's about to hit that finish line anytime soon. We got Wise DA Artist, he's about to hit that finish line anytime soon. It is what it is. That's what it's about, strength. When you think about it, who really puts people on in the year 2025? And you know why? Competition is in their heart. Some people will never put another person on YouTube. Some people will never shout another person out on YouTube. Some people will never mentor nobody else on YouTube. But you know what? When it's all said and done, I want to see people win. I don't want to see people begging on the corner. I want to see people win. And that's how we roll, and that's how we rock it. 2025, you guys built up yourselves on your own. When you guys get to like a good little 500, 600, get at me. Put in the work on your own. And then when you're ready for the alley-oop, get at me. Keep it simple, 269@gmail.com. If you got 0 subs, put in that work on your own. We're not taking anybody with 0 subs. Put in the work first, and then when you're balling out of control, and you're ready to dunk, you're ready to spring, and you need the alley-oop, and you got a little, base on your own, It is what it is, time and time again. That's the greatest feeling on YouTube. People are like, what about you, Mr. Keep It Simple? Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I got a whole gym to myself. Don't worry about me. Life is good. Bills are paid. We're not breakdancing for rent money. Shout out to New York City, shout out to Manhattan. If you breakdance for money, that's on you. But I'm just saying, we good. I don't know how to breakdance, so I was using it in the term as I'm not desperate. Pump up the volume. We in the building, man. 20-minute huddle. We got 4 more minutes left. Can't be out here looking like a victim. Can't be out here looking weak. You guys have to understand, stay strong. Stay strong. Empowerment is key. You empower others, guess what? Listen, I get paid right now to be on a treadmill. That's the cool thing about being a content creator. I drop this live, monetize this live, and yet I'm getting to exercise in. That's a win-win. That's the cool thing about the internet. Once you get your little base going, you could print your own money. If I want to make 15 videos in a day, I could run it up. But physical therapy, doing a couple things. But when it's all said and done as content creators, you guys could print your own money. Run it up, print your own money. 10-year plan, that's what it's all about. People don't think long-term, but long-term is better. Because when it's all said and done, when you think long-term, when other people that run out first, and you stop and say, dang. Exactly. They were not thinking long term. A lot of people, they got to do what's in, they got to do what's trending. But when it's all said and done, people that think long term, we could take our time. Patience, I don't care how you feel about patience. I don't care what you think about patience. Patience is the key. The way the world works is when you're being patient, people will be like, oh, look what so-and-so is doing. Cut those people out of your life. Because if they really for you, they realize, I got a special friend. He's in the zone. I'm going to let him do him. And that's it. But when people try to compare you with other people, cut those people out because they're small-minded people. And you probably think about how are their minds small? Because they can't think that they really print $1 trillion a day. So if they're really printing $1 trillion a day and somebody made $1,400 in a day, what are we talking about? There's a whole lot more. But no, it's hard to focus on a whole lot more because people who are out of bounds and fanatics, what they do is they try to get you out of your game. You got to understand, life is like being at the free throw line and the whole crowd is screaming. You still got to knock down these free throws. You got goals, you got challenges, you got things you're trying to do. You still have to execute. Comparison is a killer of joy. And this is why on this channel, 2025, we're really going to tell people don't compete. And the school system tells you to compete. Everything is about competition. Why do you think people join the Masons? For a competitive edge. Why do you think people join fraternities? For a competitive edge. Because they are trained to compete. They are trained to compete. But you can't compete. Forget what they try to teach you. At the end of the day, the system only works is if you go into it. And I'm gonna say this again. A system can only work if you go into it. If you don't go into it, it does not exist. Gotta keep your joy. And the best way to keep your joy is to be thankful for the small steps. That's what it's all about. Listen, small steps climb mountains. We're literally in Phoenix, so I don't have to go outside and show you a mountain. But small steps climb mountains. When you understand that, you guys will be happy with your small steps. You'll be joyful for your small steps. You will rejoice for the small victories. In this world, if you're not getting an $80,000 check at one time, people ain't happy. People are not happy. But guess what? We can't fix ungrateful people. We cannot worry about unthankful people who are not thankful. We got to stay focused on our Creator, and we got to stay focused on how we going to provide for our future family. I don't care what anybody says. As a man, the most beautiful feeling is you come in your own house, and notice I say your own house, your own apartment, your own townhouse, and your woman is there waiting for you. And if you have kids, your kids are waiting for you. Your woman is waiting for you. That's going to be the best feeling in your life. So I feel like while you're on the grind, you guys need to be thinking about your future family. And that's something they're not going to tell you about. They don't want you to focus on family. They want the family to be divided. They want men to be at war with women. They want women to be at war with men. It really made me realize after this whole Carmelo situation, it's too much division. It's not even just with color. It's within the gender, men and women. They going at it. Women say, I need a man to do this. Men saying, they're too divided. There's too much division going on. When God wants to put somebody in our life, we just got to be thankful for that blessing. Nothing more, nothing less. But this world is too divided. And division outside of math, we heard the term, together we stand, divided we fall. But seriously, that's how it is. Together we stand, divided we fall. But division is really how the small percentage of haters, and notice I say haters because they only want to be the only ones with a little bit of coins. So they have the whole world divided while they sit back with other world leaders and have a good time, sipping on a latte, eating the finest Dubai chocolate while everybody just go at it. People are getting played and they don't even realize they're getting played. Let's go pump up the volume. Woo! Let's go. Competing takes the focus away from yourself and you focus on others. Facts. See, when I work out, I don't see anybody. That's one thing I love about going to the gym at a certain time. It's 11:53 my time, but there's nobody here. Nobody's here. So when I put in the work, this ain't for the woman that's looking, this ain't for the fans that's looking. It is what it is. And I'm such a genius, I could work out and get paid while I work out by just monetizing it live. If I get a second job, let's go. Yeah, honestly, I will say if you guys have a car and know how to drive, I would say gig work, it should be a first bet. Jobs, 2 jobs, that's for people without cars and criminal records. In the year 2025, I think independent contractor is a smart bet. Now, some people can't drive for whatever reason. Some people can't, but if you can drive, I believe being an independent contractor is gonna be your best bet. 2 jobs, I think the 2-job grind is kind of played out. It's kind of old school. You gotta do what you gotta do, but the whole goal is to get out the hole and get out the jam faster. A lot of these jobs are not gonna pay you $200 a day. You can make $200 a day on DoorDash. You can make $200 a day on Grubhub. So at the end of the day, the whole goal is to boss up eventually. Working 2 jobs, you still gotta think about your health. If you could just do DoorDash, work, set your own schedule, do Instacart, Uber, Lyft, Spark, Amazon Flex, I think gig work will be the best solution. If you can't get a car, there's Turo, there's Hire Car. There are places that you can rent a car for $800 a month if you don't have a car. But 2-3 jobs, that's for people with criminal records. When you got a criminal record, they don't want you showing up delivering DoorDash because you might break in the house. According to, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. But shout out to you guys with jobs. Shout out to you guys. But the reason that I tell people that 9 to 5 save lives is the fact that some people got caught up. But if I was, like they say, know your audience. If I was talking to a whole bunch of guys who clean criminal records and they had cars, Screw a 9 to 5. Go DoorDash it up so you can't walk. Go Instacart it up so you can't walk. Because then you're able to run it up more, and then you can get the cash money the day of, and that's the beauty of having a clean criminal record. You can get on platforms. But yeah, 2-3 jobs, unless you're working for your family company, that's different. But like I said, in the Matrix, some people have criminal records. So that's why I said 9 to 5 save lives. Because if you got a record, DoorDash ain't gonna take you. Uber ain't gonna take you. Lyft ain't gonna take you. This world is very judgmental. So I wanna make this clear. If you don't have a criminal record, man, if you don't get on that gig work and get busy, but if you have a record, get the jobs, stack your crumbs, build your pie. And when it comes to funding for your business, they don't care if you got a record or not. So you got to do what you got to do. Everybody's in a different situation. And for the people that got clean criminal records, listen, don't count your luck. Maintain that. Because nobody's perfect, but self-development is worth it. But I don't want you to not understand the message of a 9 to 5 save lives. That's really for people that want to join the record industry. That's really for people that want to, probably hustle. That's what that is for. Telling people work. But like I said, if you guys have a clean criminal record and you have a car, you better DoorDash till you twist an ankle. It can up to 31. I appreciate that. Yeah, having a gig work is a plus. A 9 to 5 is a cheat code. Facts. Gig work wasn't around when I was growing up. You could not just be randomly making $7,000, $8,000 a month. You got Uber drivers, Lyft drivers really making $8,000 a month. But you gotta know how to drive. So if you don't know how to drive, don't do gig work. Know what you're good at. Some people really could drive. Some people really have patience. Some people really know how to maneuver with traffic. So gig work, I don't recommend it because some people really can't drive. Much less to drive 12 hours or 10 hours. Some people can't do that because some people are not accustomed to driving. I don't know, man. I used to do Instacart, but there's so many drivers in LA. Order slow up. It ain't slow up. It's about who hungry. It's about who gonna hop on that order like a starving man with a Christmas ham. Nothing is slow. People are ordering. It's just all about who gets it first. That's what it's all about. They drop in lunch meat, and who's gonna hop on that lunch meat? That's what it's all about. Ain't nothing slow. People call my phone talking about it's slow. Ain't nothing slow. Everybody use all these apps. Everybody with the munchies, 24/7, ordering food, ordering groceries. Even if they don't got the munchies, they ordering wine. See, saying something is slow, that's making excuses. See, people don't like me because people want excuses, and I just don't give excuses. I don't hand them out. Because how could I empower you if I'm saying, I feel you, it's slow. It ain't slow. I bet you there's somebody in your town that's getting it in. I bet you there's somebody in your town that's crushing it. And I'm not saying that to compete, but what I'm saying is, I done heard a lot of people say, it's slow, it's slow, it's slow, it's slow, it's slow, it's slow. But they pocket watching every famous person. DoorDash till you twist your ankle. Let's go. This ain't a game out here. You got to go hard. You got to go hard. Well, we hope you don't twist your ankle, but I'm just using that as a metaphor to you going hard. You took the bag and hit it with a juke step. Who gets it first? Okay, bet. That's what it's, man. Listen, trust me. I heard a lot of people tell me, this app is slow. They're lying. They're not waking up early. They're waking up when they want to wake up. The algorithm rewards early birds. Always remember that. So if you're a morning person, the algorithm rewards the morning person. The early bird catches the worm. You think opening a club 2025 is worth it? You got to do you. I don't want to open a club. I don't want demons in my club. I don't want people running around, throwing up gang signs. So you got to do what you got to do. To me, that's not my lane. That's why I was telling everybody we got to stay in our own lane. You will have to ask a club owner that question. You can't ask me that question because what information can I give you? You guys have to understand. Make it make sense. Do I own a club? No. So how could I really tell you on a treadmill having the club is owned? You got to make it make sense. Go and talk to a local club owner. Go talk to that person and go pay for mentorship and they can help you. How can you ask a content creator that doesn't have a club, is that a great idea? What can I do for you? I gotta change my mind, no excuses. Listen, that's all it takes. It's just a mindset. I had a lot of people like, oh, it's slow. No, they're complaining because they're not having a way. When you're not having your way, complaining feels natural. Everybody puts CFN. When you're not having your way, complaining seems natural. When you're not getting the phone numbers, it's okay to say, all women are gold diggers. Yeah, because you're not having your way. But if every woman talked to you sleeping on your friend's futon, you wouldn't complain. That's how life is. Complaining feels natural when you're not having your way. Gotta change the mindset. Demons in the club, sheesh. That's why I really don't go out. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like I be in different cities. I would love to really go out, but when I was younger, I didn't really think about it like that. But at night, after hours, unless it's a non-alcoholic club, which they probably do have, trust and believe, you don't know how much pregame somebody did before the club. They call the alcohol shop spirits. So, to each his own. Complaining feels natural. Always remember that. When you're not having your way, it's easy, like complaining feels natural. DoorDash is slow. So if DoorDash was slow, they would have closed doors. They would have shut the app off. Obviously, they're still profiting. Obviously, they still have drivers. So obviously, it's not slow. CFN. Sounds like a gang. It is a gang. It's a gang of people who be crying. They be crying. I done heard that from so many people. It's slow. Trust me. I heard that a lot. Ask these dudes, when are you waking up? Oh, 1 p.m. And you think the algorithm is gonna reward you waking up at 1 p.m.? Only go outside to work, get food, stay inside. Demons are roaming. Yeah, they roaming. You gotta understand. And not only are they roaming, but they celebrate it. Carmelo Anthony is a hero to melanated people. He is a hero. This man is a hero. He's bigger than the real Carmelo Anthony. They lurking, and they getting celebrated now. This is a different time. Different time. Is it the end time? No man knows the hour. But definitely, we are living in a super evil world. And I think it's due to social media, because now everybody's starting to see yachts and Lamborghini yachts, and it's turned up on steroids. So if you thought you was a hater before social media, now it's turning people to really maniacs. I was just asking, in general, you can make 10K a month on clubs, and the demons, you can make 10K a month doing rental cars. You can make 10K a month renting out Priuses and Toyotas, The old school way is over of life. We have Toro, we have hire car. The days of we be clubbing, I'm not saying it can't, Because you got clubs like Space in Miami. That club is 24/7. I've never seen a 24/7 club, but it is what it is. I hope its roof don't collapse, but it works for some. I'm just saying you got to ask people that's in that field. If you ask a guy at Wendy's, how can we build a rocket to go to NASA? You're wasting your time. Everybody on demon time gotta watch it back 24/7. Yeah, they on demon time. It could be friends on demon time, family members on demon time. Remember, just like in the Matrix, the demons could go through anybody. Winners don't complain. I don't even use the term winners. Winners, losers, these are all terms for competition. Just get active. Simple as that, just get active. Me, I'm dropping content on the treadmill. I'm getting active. Winners, losers, I don't get into all that. I had so many people call my phone like, oh, these people are losers. I say, stop. Nobody's a loser. Anybody can turn it around. And people that are winning, they can take a hit of crack cocaine and realize, wow, all this for 60, go downhill. So really, when you think about it, what is a winner? What is a loser? These are all terms to keep us in competition. Not necessarily, just got to know your drinking limit. Mr. Keep it simple. Still doing consultations as of recent? Yes, of course. That's why I'm blessed. That's how my rent is paid. I got to monetize, but people show love. Like the people who care, they show love. People who hate, they gonna talk about what I'm doing. Oh, you charge people for consultations. Well, how am I supposed to keep my lights on? Well, I'm supposed to jump through the screen like Gumby? Give me a donation at Cash App if I get active. No, I do consultations and people are mad that I'm still winning. And I don't care. If you're mad that I'm still winning, listen, I don't know what to do, but do something. People, they always gonna talk, yeah, we do consultations. If that's what people need, that's what they get. If they don't need one, I don't chase people down to get one. All this for 60, your life could go downhill in a second. So I don't think in winners and losers. I think of fighting till the end. You could be on an all-time high. First hit, you're like, you gonna be back tomorrow? In a month. Damn, Rolls Royce got taken. Damn, man, she got taken. Can happen in a month. You could have been hot for 2 decades. Shout out to Gumby, for real. That's what it is. Jump through the screen like Gumby. Gumby used to come through the screen. So yeah, I hustle. Listen, I've been hustling outside of YouTube. That's why it's funny how people try to pull a competition card, but they know my history on YouTube. My first 3 years on YouTube, I was not monetized. I did semen retention. Everything came through mentorship consultations, and people were mad. They were mad. I never was monetized my first 3 years. I was only monetized for 5 months. I was never monetized. This is my first time right now that I'm doing a monetization thing. I was never monetized. I just did what I did from the love of my heart. But I realized people don't got no love in their heart. I'm a different breed, so I hold on to that. I'm not like the rest. Everybody out here with these channels, they ain't gonna put nobody on. They not gonna run no ads. They not gonna do that. You feel me? My first 3 years, and people that know me, they should know. My first 3 years, I was not monetized. Came with merchandise, came with consultations. I was not monetized. My first 3 years, I just did it with passion. And people don't even know that. So when people talk to me about views and numbers, you can't talk to a boss about views and numbers. At the end of the day, I got a different mindset. When people come in my email, I don't show testimonials. I keep all that private. I keep my business private. I don't need testimonials. I don't have to do that. If you got a product, like I said in the Wallow video, it will sell itself. And I'm gonna say this again, if you have a good product It would sell itself. Never local, let's go pump up the volume. That's what it's all about, man. Running alive and it's monetized. That's what you call double hustling. Getting his workout in, dropping his live. We keeping this up on YouTube. It is what it is. See, you got to think outside the box. If this door's shut, okay, bet. We go to this door, and that's it. We don't complain. I don't complain. But the thing is, people want me to be mad. They want me to feel some type of way. Like, oh, you're not monetized on your main channel? I can give a damn about my main channel. Wherever the flow is, that's where I go. And that's the whole flow. Go with the flow. I named my dog Go With The Flow. That's her whole name. People call her Flo, but her whole name is Go With The Flow. That's what I do. I go with the flow. You're not going to hear me complain, not one time in your life. I promise you, because if I complain one time in my life, how could I talk to you about strength? And I done talk to people, it's like, oh man, I know you mad. I know you wishing that you could get it back how it used to be. No, because all my friends that used to be friends, they showed me how fake they were. They showed me the snakes that they were. So actually, me being demonetized, it was cool because I get to see people. If I was up making $50,000 a month, I probably would have gave these snakes $20,000 to go to McDonald's. So sometimes in life, when things don't work out, you got to understand God is protecting you. Because if you got a good heart, man, I probably would have gave somebody $20,000 to go in the playpen. But now, everybody showed their true hands. Everybody made their corny jokes. And trust me, they were corny. So with that being said, after the corny jokes, when we go up this time, there's nobody around. So I got to thank God for the spiral of events. Shout out to YSDA Artist. He said that on his video. He said, man, I've been going through a spiral of events. The real understand that. So my spiral of events, I was celebrating for everything. Because if I was all the way up, I'm the type of guy, I'll give my best friend a Bentley. I'll give my best friend a Lambo. That's the type of guy I am. And that would have been dangerous. That would have been dangerous. You gave somebody a Urus that don't even like you. You gave somebody a Urus that talked behind your back. You gave somebody a Urus that seen people try to destroy you and they still rooting for them. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. Everything is a blessing. Count everything joy. We live in a world where people see money like it's fleeting, it's running away. Somebody had the nerve to ask me, man, you still optimistic? Thank God for patience, because that could have brought the demons out. Beep, 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 beep. What you mean, am I still optimistic? Of course I'm optimistic. If I wasn't optimistic, why would I get 2 keys? Like, what are we talking about? And these are people that's supposed to be close. But then when they see when they see things shift, you gotta understand people are only trained to see numbers. They're only trained to see subscribers. To me, I don't live in that world. Because my first 3 years, I was in a penthouse without monetization. Now that's real. And I want to shout out to God, and I want to shout out to the FLS. That's a strong support group. And people got the nerve to ask me, am I still optimistic? Do I think the game is still wide open? If I didn't think the game was wide open, why would I put Ground Life Productions? Why would I shout them out? Why would I shout out YSDA? Why would I shout out CDC comments? Why would I shout people out if I think the game wasn't wide open? See, I realize people around you, they in competition with you, and you don't know until they think you hit your downfall. And I thank God I don't care about what people say, because they'll have you checking your stats. Like, when has St. Croix at the Buccaneer become a downfall? When has Vancouver become a downfall? But you can't let the mind play tricks on you. Sometimes you just got people around you, they're competitive and you don't know it. But when it's revealed, they're competitive because they talk about competition, then they've been exposed. Time tells all. Nobody, I'm telling you, time tells all. And I thank God I wasn't making no 100K a month on YouTube because the type of person I am, I probably would have paid somebody rent for a year that was close to me. Probably bought them a Rolex for their birthday. That's why people that are rich be so hurt, because they really be doing stuff like that. They'll buy somebody a watch and they'll sleep with their girlfriend. They'll be like, how could you? I bought you a watch and you couldn't watch my back. I'm telling you, this is the biggest downfall of rich people. I had this talk with my mother. I said, listen, when I hit a certain level, I don't want nobody coming around just because I'm at this level. If you wasn't around from the start, what's the point of coming around now? What's the point of coming around now? Facts, my homie mad because I got a job and we both went on an interview. That's because they be in competition. You cannot change the world. We can't change the world. All we could do is be the change in the world, but we can't change the world. Man, these people ready to fight for the last chicken wing. They ready to shoot for the last Fanta in the fridge. We can't change that. These people turned up, they competitive. You do this, they gotta do that. They got $5 more to you, they looking down like you oppressed with $5 more. Stay away from them people. Them people dangerous and they snakes. These dudes can keep hating. The seed has to be paying. Facts. That's my attitude. They can hate all they want to. I can give a damn. Some people, they just don't show their true face, but situations will show a person's true face. And it's sad it has to be that way, but sometimes it is. But then when you realize, oh, damn, so they turning on me now? Honestly, you know one thing I didn't realize about Drake? Put a 44 in the chat. And as a content creator, I'm like, wow, I got to sit back how things turn out. But I'm going to talk about Drake. It's one thing I didn't know about that Drake story. But then I just found out about it. And I was like, dang, I didn't know. I didn't know. But one thing I did not know about Drake, he was the first one to bring Kendrick Lamar on tour. This live is staying up on YouTube. I did not know that. Drake was the first one to give Kendrick Lamar a chance. He was the first one to bring Kendrick Lamar on tour. I never knew that. And when I found that out, I said, wow, Kendrick Lamar is a victim. He pulled the race card. And he said it too. He said, it's a cultural divide. So the only way he could have beat Drake was making it, I'm more BLACK than you. But when it's all said and done, who gave Kendrick Lamar his first start? Who brought him on tour first? I didn't know that. And to find that out, I'm like, that's crazy. But I heard he's having problems selling tickets. And it makes sense. Because when it's all said and done, it's only so long that hate ain't gonna last. Situations tell their true face. And that's what I'm thankful for. I can't speak for others, but me, I be thankful for stuff like that. Because when it's all said and done, like I said, my heart, if I rock with you, I never forget when Cameron and Jim Jones first came out, Cameron said, and when it comes to Jimmy, I was like, me too. Because when he got a car, I was like, me too. That's the type of guy I am. You feel me? Like, so now that I would say everybody ran away, that's great. You feel me? Now I'm just going up to the top with just flow. You know what I mean? And that's it. It's cool. It's fine. People try to make jokes they knew were hurtful, but they try to say were jokes. They weren't no jokes. They just didn't realize my strength at the point of the spiral events that I went through. They didn't realize I got stronger than last year. I got stronger than last month. So when I heard the joke, I was able to say, let the weak one go on. Kendrick music, I'm not gonna lie, that's how you know they pick and choose. I'm not even gonna lie, Kendrick is weak. And not to get off topic about rap, but it just goes to show Kendrick was competitive with Drake when Drake wasn't even trying to compete with him. See, I didn't know that. And, it takes a man. When you don't know things, you don't know things. But the fact that Drake gave Kendrick his first tour, come on, man. How you going to turn around and call that man a pedo, even though he is? But I'm just, let it breathe. But I'm just saying, how you going to do that? And that man brought you on your first tour. That's how life is. A lot of people, they so competitive with you, you try to help them. That's why now I got a mindset. If you guys want to know my mindset, put a 100 in the chat. And this is real. And the reason when you put a 100 in the chat, I'm going to tell you why. Like, I still support his videos, and I still shout him out in the comment section. But I got a new mindset, and I'm going to share it with you guys. Because you just don't know who really competing. But my new mindset is this. Once I see somebody fully able to fly like an eagle, I leave them alone. That's why I want to shout out to I Need Some Understanding. That was the first ad that I ever did prior from the past. And now he's at 13.5, about to be at 14K. So when people could fly, from now on, we just let them fly on our own. Then we go where we promote and we push the new people. But once Ground Life Productions get to the point where he's monetized and can fly on his own, boom, we start focusing on the new people coming in, and that's it. That's my new attitude. Once you can fly on your own, go fly on your own. But a lot of people, one thing I gotta say is I Need Some Understanding was the first one to ever do an ad, and to see him at 14K, man, I don't wanna hear about no giving back to the community. I don't wanna hear about no community this, no community that. These guys are not telling anybody to do content. That's it. Once you're able to fly, fly. And shout out to I Need Some Understanding. That man is really fly high like an eagle. Triple salute. That's my new attitude. Once I can see you fly, boom, take off. Take off. The product is so good, it sells itself. But I Need Some Understanding. A lot of people gotta understand. That's one of the reasons I don't really do community posts, because this man is flying like an eagle. That's my mindset. Get them monetized, let them fly, boom, let them take off on their own. Basis loaded, bottom of the ninth. What's good, Mr. Keep It Simple, you good? That's a great question. Look at the treadmill stats. Just let everything speak for itself. 52 minutes. Am I good? I let the treadmill talk. But yeah, I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate you. 40 people, 20 likes. Like the stream. Oh, no, we don't do like the stream over here. I'm not a YouTuber. That's what people have to understand. That's what YouTubers do. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm the type of guy that wants to see people live next door to me. I want to see people with floor-to-ceiling windows. I want to see people live. I'm not a YouTuber. And that's why people mad at me. They mad at me because I'm not a YouTuber. I don't tell people subscribe. On 2 channels, well, we got almost 60,000 subscribers on 2 channels, and I've never told one person to subscribe. I don't do that. That's for YouTubers. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm an older man that has traveled the world, and I want to see young men actually make at least $20,000 a month. $20,000 a month. If I can see young men make $20,000 a month, nobody's going to be in other people's business because they're going to be happy. You're the only one guy on YouTube that's telling people to upload without hidden agendas. Some people are afraid of competition, but you're not. How can I be afraid of competition when I've been to 42 countries? I lived a privileged life. I don't believe in white privilege. I don't believe in white supremacy. I don't believe in these things. I've been to 42 countries, and it's about to be more and counting. I feel like older men, once you hit a certain level of what you consider success, help other men to get there. That's what it's all about. And that's what I do. And do I charge? Yes, I charge. But it is what it is. Just look at somebody like I need some understanding. I think he recouped everything. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Can't worry about competition, man. Life is so good. Life is sweet, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, competition? You got people dependent on the government because they can't pay rent. Washer, dryer, gym. What do I need to compete with? A guy in Malibu in a different state? That's crazy. Imagine competing with somebody in a different state. Let's keep it simple. Well, other videos on the other channel. Don't worry about the other channel. This is the main channel. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. This is the main channel. The other channel, don't worry about that. When we come back new, you guys will see, but I'm not talking about anything. This is the main channel. The past is over. That's what I think people have to understand. It's time to move on. And I feel like every year I could prove myself over and over again. Bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. I feel like I just keep on knocking out grand slams. And to be honest, I don't think about the other channel. So if I don't think about the other channel, I will ask my subscribers, please, not to think about it either. For real, comp is different because everyone is in different position and opportunities. I mean, a lot of people are not global. I have friends from Saudi Arabia. When you start having friends from Saudi Arabia, you realize what they want black men to fight over is a joke. Until you see oil money, you never see money. And that's just a fact. I thank God that at the age of what I was like 27, when I met my guy, I was like 27, 28, met my guy from Saudi Arabia. I'll share the story with you. I shared it before, but I shared it again. He was like, yo, what's up? I'm trying to get some girls. I was like, just go up and talk to them. He was like, I never heard the word no. I was like, all right, cool. You don't got no game? Go get a car. My man pulled up, all white Benz, 0 miles. It's like, I'm ready. My man had a girlfriend in 2 weeks. It is what it is. I've seen some things. In America, people are getting Urus with 30, 40, 50. People are getting cars, 20, 30, 40. I was the first person I really seen pulled up 0 miles with a sticker. And I'm blessed to see that. Because when you have friends from Saudi Arabia, you realize what people are fighting over America is literally crumbs. My man said, I need a girlfriend, bought a Benz just to get a phone number. You know, some people don't see stuff like that, but I did. It's real. It's real. He was young too. You know, so when he walked in the Mercedes-Benz dealership, they wasn't even taking him serious. He walked in there, he had Barcelona shorts on, he had Nikes on, and he went in there with a spandex and Nike t-shirt on. He had the accent and all, straight from Saudi Arabia. He's like, I would like to look at some Benzes. They probably bust out laughing at him. But that's because they're not global. People who travel, they know when guys from Saudi Arabia come, they shut stores down. They shut the Louis store down for them. So if I go to the Louis store and I cop a couple things, I ain't flexing. Because people from the Middle East, when they go, they shut the store down. That's why it's not wise to compete. Because if I was in competition mode, I couldn't have friends from Saudi Arabia. I would have jumped off a bridge years ago. I would have been like, damn, again and again and again. My uncle's friend worked with the Prince when he went to Cali. Money not real. And that's what people don't understand. They don't understand that. But people are so weak. If they compete, they want to compete with people they know. No, if you guys want to compete, go and compete internationally. That's when people are a no-show. And to me, that's limited. You only focus on being the king of Memphis. You only focus on being the king of Seattle, the king of Detroit. That's weak. And that's how weak people are. Saudi dude's rich like crazy, and people don't see that. So what happens is in America, if you don't see that, you think the dude at the bus stop is your competition. You think the dude at Target is your competition. You think, follow the wordplay, you think the guy at Target is your target. Let it breathe. But this video is going up on YouTube. 1 hour on the treadmill, 1 hour on YouTube. In real time, we working. If she doesn't like you in $5, she won't like you with $500. Yeah, but it's a little different when you come from, when you got that oil money. Trust me, it's a little different. Like that movie, Dictator. I never seen that. I'm 27 and people be telling me to have kids. It's too late. That's why you can't worry about what anybody says. People are going to tell you have kids in America. Your kids are going to go in the educational system. Your son might join a fraternity. That he might become a Mason. No, I think everybody should have kids outside of America. Because if not, you're going to have to send them into the same system. Your kid's going to have to learn about important D9 members like Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. No, absolutely not. These people don't care about you or your future kids. They just in your business. And just being in somebody's business, that's not good enough. Middle Eastern money will humble you. And people don't understand that. They don't, but they don't care because most people don't even travel. And most Middle Eastern people, when they come here, they move low key. And not only do they have money, but the government actually pays them to go to school. So they triple winning. Imagine your dad has an oil company, and my friend from Saudi Arabia, the government, I think they gave him like $1,600 a month. You know, so life is life. But me, I'm thankful to see things because the average person is talking about, oh, how come, you know, black men don't go to college and this and that. Bruh, like I said, they pay people from Saudi Arabia to go to college. In America, you don't get paid unless you get a scholarship. You got to take out a loan. We're not on that type of time. We see what's going on. The richer you get, the dirtier it gets. Not when nobody's around. That's why I tell you guys to be an introvert. Because if you're an introvert, you move low key. Nobody knows what you have. Nobody knows what you have. At the end of the day, it's not going to get dirty. It's only going to get dirty when you keep people around that's really not for you. That's when it gets dirty. But people don't want to let friends go. I don't care what nobody says. If you feel like you going to a place where you and your homeboy, you guys ain't going to see eye to eye, face to face, before you take off, clear the runway. And I'm going to say this again. Before you take off, clear the runway. Love you, Mr. Keep It Simple. I'm becoming more and more tuned in with myself. You got to, bruh. I got a video dropping tomorrow. A fan ran up on, I think his name is DeMar. What's the guy name? The basketball player? DeRozan? What's his name? DeRozan? I don't even follow sports, but long story short, very popular basketball player. Might get a lawsuit because a fan run up on him while he was sitting down having dinner, and he put hands on him. If you was really into yourself, you would never run up on DeMar DeRozan while he's having dinner. But they teach men to be fanatics. They probably saw him like, oh, that's DeRozan. That's DeRozan. He's chosen. That's DeRozan. My man went in the ambulance, taking selfies of the ambulance. Video dropping tomorrow. But that's what happens when you don't take care of yourself. Other men become that guy. Yeah, DeMar DeRozan, thank you. Yep. DeMar DeRozan was having lunch at a nice upscale 5-star restaurant. Guy comes in with dirty shoes on, dirty tennis shoes on, and harassed the man to the point he got beat down. He used to be a Crip. Everybody's gonna wanna be something because our culture glorifies violence. So people can't just be happy being basketball players. They gotta be Crips, Bloods. That stuff is given. But thank you guys for tuning in. Gotta get ready, restart the day, good workout, watching my diet, watching what I eat. Fruits on deck, watermelons with seeds. It is what it is. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we're going to keep this content dropping. That's just how it is. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Let it breathe. Looking forward to your video tomorrow. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. God bless.